Hey guys, Kiratts, welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be attempting something familiar but a bit more ambitious. After your requests, I've decided to cover the fashion in Prichan. However, I'll be focusing on the anime. As a result, the girls' personalities will factor more into my opinions. Alright, let's get started. Mirai is our main character. She mostly wears pink and her fashion sense is pretty ultra feminine. Her uniform coord is a white outfit with pink as its secondary color. This is similar to all the other uniform coords, so we won't bring out literally every single one. The multi-layered skirt looks best in CGI, and I like the simple but stylish shoes. Her Kiratts coord takes it up to 11 with gigantic frills and very simple colors. Something I like about Prichan is that everyone gets one color. The bold magenta shows her color off well, and the light blue is a good accent. It matches her eyes and stands out against the pink in her hair. These colors are actually what made some people say Kiratts Prichan kinda looks like Precure when we got the visual for the first two characters. Outside those two, there is one more highlight from Sweet Honey, which is her brand, and that's the flower shop coords. They only appear early on as a unit for Emo and Mirai. I didn't really like these at first, but I do think that it's neat. The two-tone flower petals are laid over each other in a really pretty way. It's more unique than a basic flower. I also like the stripes, but not much else to say about this one. Emma is our second main character, and she mostly wears bright colors, with yellow being her main color and teal being an accent. Her Kiratts coord is a fun cheerleading costume. The accessories are all diamond shaped, and there's three main colors: yellow, magenta, and teal. Having three colors makes it more vivid and energetic. The yellow diamonds also look like sparkles, which is pretty smart. It's quite a light show when it starts to glow, despite only keeping yellow and traces of pink. Apart from her Kiratts coord, she also gets the cheerleader coord, which shows us the brand's use of cyan and colors in that range. I love the waist sashes and the bright striped socks. When they all wear this, Mirai actually gets to wear blue. The clashing red and blue combine with gold to create a rather unique look. It works much better than Rinka, who has to wear white. I imagine the blue would have clashed with her hair in CGI. The red and blue works much better here. In episode 13, Mirai and Emo do get the uniform pure white coord, but this is just a recolor. The only redeeming quality to me is that the skirt looks amazing when it lights up and the yellow stars start to shine. Rinka is the third member of our main trio. She wears gothic outfits and dark colors, mostly black and blue, as well as purple in some unit coords. Her Kiratts coord is very dressy. I love the classy sleeves and tights, plus the diamond accessory is really sleek. Black encased in gold with white beads will always give me a luxury feel, and I think it's one of the best parts of the coord. Sparingly here, as it's only present on the stripes as well as inside the skirt. Apart from this, she also gets to wear the gothic frill coord. It's a frilly black pinstripe dress. The black and white contrast keeps everything really simple, which I love. As a unit, the girls get some more coords, starting with the pretty ribbon coords. These are from each brand, but they're basically the same thing. The abundance of ribbons fits Sweet Honey, and the black polka dot fabric reminds me of Secret Alice. It's interesting that Rinka doesn't wear blue versions of the girls' coords, and once again, I'm gonna go out on a limb and assume it's because of her hair. Emily usually gets green, but sometimes she's put in blue. This can be seen in the strawberry coords where Rinka gets a purple outfit. One of the better unit coords here is the chocolate coords. For one, the group is put in brown, which is much earthier than they usually get. This works wonderfully with Emo's orange, making her look good even though she's not in super bright clothing. The group Kiratts coord is from Sweet Honey and features a cluster of colors, patterns, and shapes. It's a lot to look at, but that's just Prichan for you. Finally, there's the pure white princess coords. It's a wedding coord kind of like an Aurora Dream. The main accessories are the ribbons and roses. It has a glittery base covered in white fabric, and it's decent. I do find myself struggling to speak on some of the coords that don't seem that designed, and what I mean by that is it just feels like they stuck a lot of stuff together It's not bad. It's certainly very busy to look at, but it's also very hard for me to really have a strong feeling on outside. I like it or I think this is a mess. So bear with me on those outfits. Now the next unit we're going to cover is Meltic Star, starting with Anna and Sara. They debut in their Prichan uniforms but later get their own brands. Anna is a dramatic rich girl with a fiery personality. Her Kiratts cord is a fancy red dress with rose accessories and an abundance of lace. The use of white in each Kiratts cord gets more and more creative. Partitioning the skirt makes it more interesting to look at, and the triple sleeve is really flowery. She also gets the noble doll cord, which isn't my favorite, but it's grown on me. It just kind of looks like a tissue mummy. I do like the roses on the jacket and the pants for Sarah, but not much else. By the way, I'm going to be alternating between Sarah and Sara. I'll try not to, but it may slip through. Sarah is our season's tomboy, and she's into rock. I really like the fabric trailing the skirt on our Kiratts cord. It adds flair and color to what could be a very simple outfit, a very simple silhouette. The strapped gloves are also really cool, and I like the schoolgirl rock vibe. The hat is especially one of my favorite parts of this. It just looks so cool to me. I think that it really embodies the kind of character she is. The other cord she gets to wear is the punk cat cord. Reminds me a bit of Scene Kids, mostly because of the striped sock and the cat ears. The rock label is very blunt and just funny to me, how they'll just slap that onto a rock cord to remind you. The leather jacket and metal studs communicate that well enough, so I don't think it needed to be written down. Finally, there's Mel Shido, the last member of Meltic Star. She's a bright and bubbly person, so she wears glittery clothes but has a slightly more mature look. She gets a really glamorous Kiratts cord, a black shimmery jacket, and sparkling feathers. She also has a ladylike hat and a white miniskirt. I really like the use of black since it adds variety. White has been the only accent color used this far. However, Saras did use black as well. The jewels on the cord make her seem elegant. The general look of this cord makes her look a little older than the rest. I'm not sure how I feel about the miniskirt, but I really do appreciate this outfit. As a team, the girls don't really have set colors in the way that Miracle Kiratts does. In their funky fur cords, the girls get bright jackets with fur and stockings. It's very glittery and furry. The other Meltic Star cords are far more regal, with fancy gold lining and theater-esque skirts and hats. This really fits Meltic Star's image, and I think they fit this song the most. I really admire how many layers the pretty series believes can be worn by a human. Finally, there's the Pure Princess Crimson cords. These are just a recolor of the Miracle Kiratts ones, with red instead. I'm glad they kept the pastel rainbows and white portions of the fabric, as it keeps them from looking a bit too similar. Now there is one more cord that they all wear, and those are the summer maid cords. These were a choice. Do I think they look pretty? Yeah, the argyle fabric is really pretty and there's nice lace, but I can't look at it without acknowledging that it's a maid bikini outfit for teenage girls, and that's kind of gross to me, so we're not going to speak on that much further. The final character for this season is Ange, and she's a graceful, angelic character, so she mostly wears white, feathers, and fancy jewelry. Her shiny white cord is full of feathers and stars with translucent fabric. The star accessory is featured across the skirt, and it's used on the bust as well. It's all very shimmery. Her Kirato cord isn't as bright, but I do like the simplicity. The feathers remain, but this one is clearly focused on crystals rather than stars. The crown is pretty cool as well. It's important to note that the stars and crystals are present in the brand logo, so the final cord, which she gets as a part of the launch, changes this and uses a butterfly instead. The star, crown, and feathers are still present though. It's kind of cool that the accessories that she got for her outfits were present in the brand logo. Just kind of makes it feel more put together. Now, as far as season one goes, I think it's fine. The main draw is the Kiratts chords and how they shine. I'm really glad that each of them fits the character really well. Just by looking at them, you can get a decent feel of what they're like. Cheerleader, graceful, rock star. Mel's is a little harder to connect to her personality, but I tried. Additionally, they mostly stick to a few colors. Part of what makes them stand out is that they're more simple compared to the other outfits. They mainly stick to using white as an accent, along with the character's primary color. Sarah and Mel's deviate from this by using black as well, but Emma's does feature a few other colors too. The unit chords for this season don't quite capture everyone's aesthetic as well, but they don't really have to. Most of the outfits Miracle Kiratts wears feel like Mirai's wardrobe with some borrowed clothes from Emo, but nothing the girls wear together really suits Rinka. The pencil skirt in this outfit, I think it was the pretty ribbon cords, is a nice touch, but the colors should be a bit darker for her, in my opinion. Meltic Star's cords do actually feel like something the group would wear, especially this one. The punk cat chords feel cute and cool in their different colors, a way that the noble doll chords just don't. Too frilly to really suit their group image. I also like that once Mel joins them, they get the funky fur chords, which are bright and energetic like Mel's personality. The clothes are all okay, but there are a few misses for me. Too ambitious or too creepy to really enjoy. Season 2 brings in a brand new gimmick, the jewel chords. We also get 3 new characters and brands. So let's get into the new outfits our characters get. Miracle Kirat starts off with the Miracle Idol chords. These feature a pretty complex pattern with the usual star accessories the unit is known for. Kirachu's here too as an accessory, but that's neither here or there. The lace-up boots and winged hearts are probably my favorite part of this outfit. The pink base doesn't look amazing on Rinka. The purple almost looks pink here. Her fashion sense is completely swallowed up in this unit. Emma looks fine in bright yellow and green, and I really do feel bad for Rinka because she rarely looks good in these. The sunflower cords are really cute too. The beads feel pretty DIY as well as the sunflower pattern, and the bright yellow fabric is a pretty nice base to use for the outfit. I think they all look fine here with Rinka's blue finally getting to shine. Now the real highlight for this unit is the luminous planet chords. These put pretty much every design rule that they've been following to good use. The chords have a really strong theme with space. There's space skirts with deep saturated colors. Mirai is in blue while the other two get shades of purple. This allows Rinka to get a darker color while still having Emo have something bright on. Solid theme, great colors, and a really pretty design. Now, let's talk about the girls as individuals, starting with Mirai's jewel cord. Flowers have been featured in Sweet Honey, but I didn't really expect it to be the main focus of her jewel cord. Prichan's designs are pretty monochromatic, yet the creativity still shines. The pinstripe sections are actually really smart design-wise, because they break up all the shades of pink. The edges of the skirt make it look like flower petals, and the yellow details also add some color. It feels very ambitious designing a cord with mostly one color, and I'd say it's a clear improvement from her Kiratts cord. Both follow similar rules, but this one adds a bit more focus on flowers and improves the use of color, mainly being that there's more shades of pink. Emma gets her jewel cord pretty late, so for her solo performance, she wears the full swing star cord. Really reminds me of Nino from Idle Time. Once she does get one though, it's a fun cheerleading outfit with yellow stripes. I really admire the consistent use of teal in the brand. Pom-pom accessories aren't something I would have thought of either, but it really works here. The heels are pretty wild, and I can't imagine you can walk on that, and she kind of looks like a festive rapper. Compared to Kiratts Cord, it's a bit more ambitious while still having the same theme. For what they do, I think each of them are pretty fitting. Different but equal. When she performs with Anna, she's wearing a casual sweater with stylish hats and skirts. I feel like it's a neat enough balance between what the two girls would wear. I can picture them in this. Dinka's only significant chord is the kindness jewel chord. The focus on locks is pretty cool, as is the entire skirt. The only critique I have is the limitation. The jewel chords so far have used color pretty well, but I do think there could be more black here. Dinka's Kiratts chord also didn't use blue a lot, but it did use black pretty amazingly. So maybe they were trying to do something different. Either way, I don't think it works, and a quick recolor could actually fix this. They could have broken up the blue a little more to make it more clear where the dress separates and where we're looking at multiple layers. Next unit is Meltic Star. The first group chords are actually really great. They're all circus themed, and I really love them. Sarah is the Pierrot giving her fun pants, which is cool. I like the asymmetry each of the outfits have. Cool capes and hats really fitting the theme. Their second unit chords, however, are the supreme vampire chords. These are immaculate, in my opinion. The bat wings, the spider web, the puffy black tops. It's also cute that the girls wear each other's colors in these, makes them seem closer to me. The gears also give them a slightly steampunk vibe, so there's a lot of great different design ideas thrown into this one. Anna gets her jewel chord pretty late this season, so she has two chords that we'll cover. First up is the aptly named Miss Dramatic chord. I love this. The mirror is so fitting for her. No one else would really wear a mirror on the front of their outfit. The roses, the mermaid scales, and corset, it's all very extravagant, making it perfect for a character like her. Anna's jewel chord takes the roses up to 11 by adding a flamenco theme. The flame-like fabric and the deep red is really gorgeous to look at. I also can't take my eyes off the white lace. It's really cute that the skirt has the kind of trim that makes it look like a flower. Idol Anime seems to love doing that. Next up are Sarah and Mel, and I don't feel like their jewel chords are that amazing, but I do want to cover them together. Sarah's top is pretty fun with the lightning bolts and the zigzag stripes. Asymmetrical shoes are appreciated too. While the Kiratts chord had striking red fabric, this one just has a giant bow and two ruffles of green. I don't really hate this outfit, but it doesn't stand out as much when her Kiratts chord already exists. The next jewel chord is Mel's, and it's very bright and fun. I do love the stars, as Mel is tied to space. The glittery miniskirt feels like an upgrade or the natural next step to the Kiratts chord, and I like it a bit more than Sara's. Seeing them go all out with the glitter and use less black, it just seems like they wanted to redo the Kiratts chord, but like slightly better. The black feathers are still present on the crown. The most useless element on this outfit is the giant bow. The cord is already busy, there's no need to tack something else on. Maybe just for the back view, but even then, it shouldn't be this gigantic. So Mel and Sara's aren't my favorite jewel chords because they're not really much better than the Kiratts ones. But that's pretty much everyone I wanted to cover from season 1. I mean, Anju still exists, but we'll get to her later. Ring Mary is a new unit this season and is my second favorite after Meltic Star. Maria is an ultra feminine cute character, and Suzu is a cool tomboy. Let's start with Maria. Maria's first chord is Heart Pearl. The outfit is covered in hearts and pretty jewels. It's really girly down to the classic heels. It's for this reason that I love the color she gets for her jewel chord. Gold really fits her energy here, so it really works well. There's warm shades of orange with white and gold. The frilly layers are really pretty, and I love the white boots. There's still heart accessories, and the shimmery fabric makes it a little more girly. Suzu's first chord is the Dance Panther chord. The angular denim skirt's really cool, and I love the panther print, which adds style to both the black boots and the hat. The bands, lace, and denim also make it look very cool and streetwise. Her jewel chord is all black, which is a color Idol Anime should definitely use more. It's actually quite stylish with the gold stripes on the skirt, and while the jewels are really busy, I assume it was meant to make it classy or expensive. It's just unneeded in my opinion. The ribbon, the platform boots, and even the skirt layers really show how well black and gold work together. By the way, black and gold is actually a lyric that she sings during their unit song. I absolutely love Ring Mary. I was so hyped. I think that's when I stopped watching season three. Once they got their Illuminati chords, I was like, well, I'm done. That's what I wanted from the season. As a unit, they wear the rabbit chords. Initially, I was quite unimpressed by these, but now I've come to appreciate them a bit more. They're not as bad as they seem. Beyond just being butler themed, there's rabbit ears, rabbit heels, and rabbit themed ribbons. The buttons are even little bunnies. I love the patterned fabric, and the collar on the boots is very camp. My favorite details would have to be the thigh collar, the rabbit ear ribbons, the bells on the heels, and the golden stripes on the bow. Daia is our third new character of the season, and her color is rainbow. But in a design decision that I approve of, she only really has three colors: cyan, blue, and yellow. I'm pretty sure those are like the primary colors of something, but I honestly don't know. Her base chord is really poofy, and there's a rainbow belt, which I think is pretty creative. I like the cyan skirt underneath the diamonds, as well as the pattern with the lustrous gems. It's very shimmery. When she's race faking, she gets a recolor of this chord, which is cool and night-like. She also gets the pop and candy chord, which is fun to look at, but outside of calling it vivid, I don't really have a very strong feeling towards these. Finally, there's her jewel chord, the Friendship Rainbow Jewel chord. The rainbow gradients really make this. From the orbs to the puff, there's a lot to love here. The multiple layers and patterns resemble her previous chords. I like how they incorporate a lot of similar design elements in the outfits the girls are wearing when making their power up outfits. I think that's really cool. I'm really impressed with how they kept her color palette down to three colors, as it's more vivid than a rainbow and it's not as busy, because when the cord shines it does get quite messy, but in its default design it's not really as busy because they stuck to three colors. Ange is back this season, so let's see what she gets. By the way, she's not even on the main character drop down on the wiki. I don't know how that happened. I just thought it was funny because I don't really like her. But she comes back in a phoenix cord, which is a new theme to refresh her image. All her cords have been white, so seeing something bright red is definitely going to refresh viewers who want to see something new. The fiery wings are eye-catching, and I think the way the color is laid out really leads your eyes across the outfit easily. The feathers look more like peacock feathers, but I really like the fiery vibe it adds to what's essentially just an elegant white brand. Her jewel cord is really pretty as well. It's got the moons, drops, and swan decals that we're used to, and while the skirt is rather busy, I really like how ornate the inner side of it is. Shoes are really good too. I don't have too much to say. Her outfits generally do one thing well. They're just white and elegant. I also don't have too much to say about the final chord of this one, which is the gigantic diamond chord. It's a white base because they did want to use a lot of colors, and while it looks really busy, I only really like the crown on it. It's just not one of my favorite chords. I definitely don't hate it, but I'm very ambivalent towards it. So we're finally here, the season that made me want to make this video. We'll get to that when we reach it. Miracle Kiratts gets the new balloon chords. These are some of my favorites from their units outfits. The colors are really bright and fitting, and the style is pretty fun. The skirt accessories resemble a roller coaster, and there's overall just a carnival vibe to it that I adore. Next up, there's the diner chords. Absolute score, they're really simple but good, sometimes less is more. There's polka dots sprinkled across the frills, and a yummy color palette with fun maid skirts. Now let's talk about the new gimmick, Illuminage chords. The outfits they get can only be described as gaudy birthday core. It reminds me of an overambitious cake decoration. I really hate the busy star pattern lined with these bulbous jewels. The giant star and logo is so small that you'll barely notice it, which just makes it feel needless. On any other cord, the gigantic ribbons that are shaped like butterfly wings would be considered busy, but here there's so much going on that it's barely distracting. It's just a lot to take in, and none of it looks good. Their Illuminage cord is just too big and busy. It's not even a good outfit. The crown is fine, but everything below it is just too much. It didn't really need to be groundbreaking. Season 2 pushed it already with the giant wings, but this takes it up to 11. I don't even think this is aesthetically pleasing to animate. I just don't really enjoy looking at this, and this is probably one of the worst coords that they've had to wear. Meltic Star only gets one pair of new coords, unfortunately, but they're pretty good. The Cybercat coords are really fun with their puffy jackets and digital details. They've got cat ears and paws. They look like e-girls while wearing this, which kind of fits the whole streaming mechanic that Prichan was going for. While the slit skirts and stockings are a bit mature, it's not the worst the franchise has brought us. Really fun all around with great unique colors. Anna in teal is a little surprising, but I think that the overall use of gray is pretty good. Using more metallic colors for most of the outfit and using the bright colors sparingly. The Melody Fantasy coords are much appreciated. Compared to the Kiratts ones, these ones are definitely better. The stripes with music scales, clefs, and gorgeous golden detail makes it look classy and grand. This is an ambitious design, but it actually works a lot better here. Everything's a bit more neat, and it's not just a giant blob or dress template with, children's decorations sprinkled on it. Ring Mary's new coords are wedding coords, which I'm surprised they were allowed to sneak past the censors. The coords are a suit and dress pair with one wing each. It's also nice to see them outside their expected colors. Having them match in white really does unite them even more in my eyes. Ring Mary's Illuminage coords are a much simpler concept than the others too. Long dresses with wavy layers on the skirt. There's golden nets on the skirt and fish hook patterns. The wheels on the sleeve also resemble ship steering wheels. It's really rewarding to see such meaningful detail here, and when they light up, there's even schools of fish swimming in the wave skirt. Now, the new characters this season are the Sun and Moon twins, starting with Alice. Alice's coords are mostly circus themed. I really like this outfit because it has bright and big accessories that kind of spell out the theme. Alice's cord is amazing. I love the lion plush holding up the bright circus rings, and the outfit itself has a really unique silhouette. The back of the skirt is very vibrant with all the stripes and triangles. The sun accessories are easy to miss because they blend in really easily, and they're only prominent on the hat. That aside, I think this is a pretty good outfit. Her Illuminage cord is quite busy, but I do love the sun carousel that her skirt is. The turned-up fabric resembles a crown, and I really love the colors they chose here. We could have done without the diamond tile pattern, though. Adding another pattern to this really busy outfit is very unnecessary, as the skirt draws so much attention. It just feels like the cord is complete even without all the extra stuff. The Illuminage cords so far have been a very mixed bag, probably the weakest new gimmick cords in my opinion. I mean, Miracle Kiratts was absolutely awful. Meltic Stars was a bit better. I actually like the ones that Ring Mary gets most, but overall it seems like they were trying to go bigger and bigger each season, and here is where it has to stop. I really think these are an obvious downgrade from what the girls wore in the previous season. A lot of these don't even fit. It's really just nothing close to what a human could wear, and I know that's not the point of these shows, but I just think that Illuminage cords infuriate me so much that it motivated me to cover the other outfits just so we could see where we could have gone, where we were, and where we ended up toward the end of the series. Eve is the dark moon twin, and I love her aesthetic. Looking at the outfit together, I don't like it as much as I remember. The silhouette and fabric look much better in motion because the layers get to move around. There's a lot going on here. I love the blue skirt and its starlit interior, but having a pencil skirt underneath is just confusing and impractical to move in. Prichan has had a bad habit of adding tiny jewels to the cords. I've been pointing it out as we go along, but this season they really did add a lot of unnecessary jewels to things. It was already getting a bit messy with some of the cords in season 2, but here it just seems when they see empty space on an outfit, they just plaster a bunch of gems and it's supposed to work, but it doesn't really do much for me. Her Illuminage cord is actually much nicer than I expected though. There's a wide, starry crown, trailing skirt fabric. I love the abundance of stars they work into the design, whether it's obvious like the star accessories or the dark blue ones in the fabric, which you might miss at the first glance. It all embodies nighttime really well. Now, this last unit is one that lots of us expected to debut as a trio. Alas, the show never really promised it, and it was mostly just the fans wanting non sugar 2.0. Devi and Lou get to wear the nightmare coords. They're themed off Halloween and feature web ghost decorations. Their sleeves are ripped up with vines, and the skirts are covered in castle decorations. It's very witchy and balanced compared to other Prichan coords. With a strong theme and great accessorizing, these are some top tier coords, much appreciated in this season. The final group of characters we'll be covering are the mascots. I saved these for last. Kiratts is up first, and she's a mouse. Stars are a main theme of her outfit, as it is in Miracle Kiratts' logo. There's a lot of stripes and bows to accessorize her outfit, and I like the cute heart tail that features a star. Melpan is our next mascot, and she's got a more traditional looking outfit which fits her serious demeanor. Number 3 is Rabbly. Her cord features rabbit ears on the boot and cute rabbit tails along the skirt. Oh, it also spells out RABBIT on the cord in case you missed all the rabbit details. As a unit, they get the Parade Illuminage cords. These just remind me of ketchup packets, if I'm being honest. Look, I've been working on this for a while, and I really do not like any of the Illuminage cords from this point on. They're all too big and busy with confusingly detailed patterns. The wings aren't as gaudy as last season's, but they're still pretty busy. Everything is gigantic, and I think that they just thought bigger means better, but it really does get worse from here. I mean, look at the final outfit in the season. The egg skirt fits the season gimmick, and I'll admit the starry patterns are really pretty, but castles and wings, it's too much to look at, and I think that it's probably the lowest I've seen them go. I've never really seen outfits this bad in any of the other idol anime. It doesn't even feel designed, it just feels like they had this is what a lot of the Illuminati cords feel like to me. They took the basic cutout of a dress, the basic form of a dress, and then they added a bunch of patterns because there's no real way it's so uncreatively busy. Like it's all just the same form when you look at them. It's all just like wide at the bottom and then a bunch of stuff on it. I really don't know how they were able to design these like this. The worst part is not just these, it's also these cords that they gave the cats, the fur, the cat nail gloves. I'll admit the pinstripe pants and the white skirt are really pretty, but this is just, I remember seeing this in the opening and remarking on how ugly it was. Even in my opening and ending ranking, I remember talking about how bad these looked. Everything in this season is just really hard to find any positivity in. It's also badly designed to me. I I hope I'm not being too negative, but I believe if you've made it this far, you're at least invested in getting my opinion. So let's try and end this video with some positivity. The final chords I'll be covering belong to Solulu and Lulina. Solulu and has golden diamonds all over their cloak. Tiny sun decals decorate the bow and boots. Cattail is pretty cute too. Lulina's skirt still has a lot going on, but at least it's partitioned well. The stars and diamonds are still present, but the black fabric with white moons is at least stylish. With that said, I finally covered the fashion in Prichan. I believe that Season 1 set off a really good foundation for this series. The chords were practical, but stylish. Season 2 made everything more extravagant, but we did begin to see the design creep with the final outfit and the wings. Season 3 really did fall off, and I don't think that the clothes that they gave our characters really helped. The casual clothes are really good. One of you wanted me to cover these, but unfortunately I think that would take a bit too much time. Plus I don't have too much to say because they're just like comfortable outfits, and I really do love a lot of the casual wear our girls get, but this really was one of the worst power-up gimmicks I've seen. Nothing about it was all that creative either. Their unit chords were a lot more creative than the Illuminage chords actually, because they usually fit the stage really well, and it felt super impactful.
Even the Yatemita kind of fit the stage a lot better than this. I enjoyed the unit performances back when they had the normal outfits a lot more than when they got these gigantic ones. So yeah, in case you wondered, one of many reasons why I disliked Pre-Chan season 3, it's not just that I didn't like the story, it's also that I didn't like the way these girls were dressed for most of it, and there was no hype to see what they'd get at the end because I knew it would probably just be hard for me to look at. With that said, like and subscribe if you'd like to hear more opinions on Magical Girls and Idols, mostly Prepara, Aikatsu, and Precure. See you guys next time. Thank you for watching the whole way through, and thank you for allowing me to just vent about how much I really don't like Pre-Chan Season 3.